Get rid of the crown, Prince. I have committed the ultimate crime, just for him, an injustice. Oh my God, what have I done? I committed a treason as he ordered. Sure he will be happy, right? Since he will become the king now. Our story begins with Caesar and Ariadne. We will call her Ari. When Caesar asks Ari about the prince, she tells him, "I did as you asked." Then Caesar laughs thrilled and tells her, "You did a good job. It's our time to rule the kingdom." 9 years has passed as Ari lived in the palace next to Caesar. She was still striving to become a noble woman, worthy of his crown. Yet she could never erase from his memory what happened at that fateful banquet 8 years ago. At that banquet, while the nobles whispered about Ari's humble origins, she overheard a lady insulting Caesar, claiming he did not deserve the throne and had only gained it through his coup. Ari, unable to contain her rage, struck the woman and dragged her by the hair in front of everyone, screaming in Caesar's defense. But then Caesar's eyes, cold, unforgiving. "Ari," Caesar said, his voice cutting sharper than any blade, "with such disgrace you can never be my wife." The world collapsed. He turned, leaving her trembling, abandoned in the ruins of her devotion. Ari woke from her dream to the sound of church bells and songs of celebration. It was Caesar's coronation day. She remembered with bitterness that she would not be his wife. Suddenly, her sister Isabel appeared before her, dressed in a wedding gown. Startled, Ari asked, "What are you doing here? What about Caesar?" Isabel smirked wickedly and replied, "I will marry Caesar. I'm the noblest woman in the kingdom, and you are no longer his fiancée." Ari trembled as she asked, "But what about Prince Alphonse?" With a chilling calm, Isabel said, "I am a queen. I will only marry a king. Men adore me because I'm the most beautiful woman in this realm, but none deserve my heart. My marriage to Caesar means I'll be the queen of this kingdom." Rage twisted Ari's face. "For a title, for a crown, you betrayed me, your own sister. You never loved him." But Isabel only laughed softly, her eyes as cold as ice. "Love? Men do not even understand gratitude. Trust no one, sister." And then steel pierced flesh. Isabel's dagger sank into Ari's body. She fell, blood soaking the floor, her vision fading into crimson shadows. Her last breath trembled with despair. Why must this be my end? What did I ever do to them? If only I could return. I would make it right. I would undo my sins. Just let me go back, please." And the world obeyed. Ari opened her eyes. She was no longer in the palace, but in her old hometown. She has been reborn. This time she swore she would not falter. This time she would seize her fate. An old lady keeps yelling at her, while another one comes running into the room shouting, "There is a man who came from the castle." Ari remembers that on this very day her father, the stern Cardinal Denari, had summoned her to the castle. He was married to Lucrezia, a proud woman, and had 3 legitimate children besides Ari. Among them was Isabel, the fairest in the capital, while Ari, the illegitimate child, had been cast away to live in a farm. When she entered the grand hall, his gaze was colder than stone. "Glad to see you're doing well," he said without warmth. Lucretia's lips curled in disdain. Remember your place, girl. You are here to serve your siblings and your father, nothing more. Do not embarrass us among the nobles. But Ari, determined to hide her true intentions, smiled calmly and nodded. Lucretia burned with anger, because she doesn't want Ari in the castle. She tries to get under Ari's skin and tells her, "You should call me mother." But Ari, determined to hide her true intentions, replied, "Thank you, mother." Soon, Isabel arrives, her face painted with false sweetness. The same face Ari remembered from the moment Isabel's dagger pierced her heart. Ari forced herself to extend a hand in greeting, masking the storm within her. The family is reunited. From now on, all will be well, their father announced, as if binding them with a curse. Ari's stepmother yells at her, "I don't want any problems." Yet Ari whispers silently, "I've done nothing yet. This is only the beginning." Then her younger sister, Arabella, appears, her words dripping with venom. "Why must I be your sister? You're just the servant's daughter. I hate you." Ari's voice was calm, cruel as a blade. "Father and mother despise you. They favor Isabel. So your hatred means nothing to me." Furious, Arabella shouts, "You know nothing," then shoves Ari just as she had done once before. But this time, Ari steps aside. Isabel stumbles and falls instead. Ari's eyes gleams with quiet triumph. "You've fallen right into the trap." Their father stormed out, fury blazing. "What is this noise?" Arabella quickly cried, "Ari pushed Isabel." But Ari, calm and collected, replied, "Isabel tripped while she was trying to help me. Arabella pushed me in jest, nothing more." Arabella's eyes widened in shock as she tried to defend herself. But Ari cut her off, her voice sharp and unwavering. "Even if I'm uneducated, I don't lie. If you doubt me, then ask Isabel." The room froze. Isabel, with that flawless mask of the good sister, spoke gently. Arabella was only playing. Arabella's heart sank. "Isabel," she stammered, desperate for her sister's support. But Isabel's smile was flawless, her tone dripping with false warmth. "Be more careful next time, Arabella." Arabella stood paralyzed, betrayal tearing through her chest. Their father's voice thundered, "You are grounded for 1 week." Arabella screamed, "Father, no!" But his fury grew, his judgment harsher. 3 weeks! Arabella's protests died in the air. Servants hurried to help Isabel rise, while Ari stood tall, a quiet flame of victory glowing in her eyes. In another scene, Isabel begged her father, her voice trembling as she pleaded, "Father, I do not wish to marry Caesar. He is a bastard son. I want the crown prince. Only he can make me a true princess." Before the father could respond, Lucretia's voice, cold as steel, intervened. "Then let Ari be his bride. After all, she too is an illegitimate daughter." The cardinal's eyes narrowed. He nodded. "So be it." Later, Ari sat alone, thoughts racing through her mind. She understood now why her father had brought her back to the palace. To wed Caesar. The chains of her past life tightened around her chest. Not again, she thought. I must find another way. Maybe I have to marry another man, which is not easy. And above all, I will have my revenge. A knock at the door broke her train of thoughts. A servant entered with folded garments. "Here are your clothes, my lady." As the servant turned to leave, Ari's voice stopped her. "Who will help me dress?" The servant froze, then turned with a sneer. "You are no lady here. You have always dressed yourself back at the farm." The insult cracked like a whip. Ari's hands lashed out, striking the servant across the face. The girl shrieked, "You're just a servant's daughter. Your father isn't a noble, he's an orphan." Only Lady Isabel and her sister and their mother are the true aristocrats. Rage blazed Ari's chest. Her hand struck again, harder. Her voice burned. "Insult me if you want, but don't dare insult my father." Her fury simmered as she whispered to herself, "Never again will I trust another man with my life." The door slammed open. The stepmother and Isabel entered. "How dare you strike a servant?" Lucrezia hissed. Ari met her gaze calmly. "She insulted me, and worse, she insulted my father and claimed your own children were illegitimate." Lucrezia's face darkened and turned to the girl and struck her herself. "Lies, venomous girl, you will be flogged." The guards then pulled the girl away. Lucrezia then turned to Ari. "If this happens again, don't strike the servants. Tell me instead." Ari bowed slightly, smiling with humility. "Of course, mother. If it ever happens again, I will come directly to you. And to repent for my rashness, I will spend 3 days at the Rambouillet House of 8. I will take the servant with me too. Guide her as I should have." Isabel then cut in and said, "Wouldn't it be better if you stayed 5 days, sister? The longer you remain, the stronger your faith will be." Ari smiled. "You are right, Isabel. Then I shall return after 5 days." Upon Ari's and the servants' arrival to the Rambouillet House of Aid, they saw the poor, the broken, the desperate, gathered in droves. Ari's lips curled into a smile. Here is where it begins, my revenge." And so began the game of revenge.